Hello, my name is Helen Campbell, formerly of DG Skik and now retired. And today I'm going to give you a speech about sleep and how much do we need. And before I start, can I just give you a few names? I will mention Winston Churchill, Albert Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, and Margaret Thatcher. And I will mention cortisol, and I will mention polyphasic sleep, in other words, naps. And I'm going to start now. Now, it's said that people are either larks or owls. In other words, morning or night people. I know which I am, and I always have been. I'm definitely an owl. I'm a late evening person. In addition, I know that I need a lot of sleep, 8 to 9 hours at least every night. That's if I'm lucky, of course, but that's my ideal. I'm sure you will have one as well. In my case, this seems to be permanent. I have always been an owl and always needed a lot of sleep, even when I was living and working in Germany and had to be in the office by 8 o'clock. So I had to get up at around 6:30 or 7, and I never, ever got used to it. I've read quite a lot about just how much is an ideal amount of sleep. I've also read contradictory reports and some quotes about remarkable people who seem to be thriving on 4 to 5 hours. I know a few people who are indeed like that. I'm sure you know that Winston Churchill slept for around 4 hours a night, but that he took regular naps during the day of 20 to 30 minutes. Let's remember that Winston Churchill was then, after all, leading a country at war, and he managed with that kind of sleep. Another former British Prime Minister, Mrs. Margaret Thatcher, famously never slept more than 5 hours. Now, many studies have been carried out on sleep, on the quantity and quality of sleep. A recent one was published in the UK, and this one suggested that 5 hours is a tipping point for bad health. In other words, you need more than 5 hours. So, you may ask, well then, what about 6 or 7? Are they ideal? Well, one professor of neuroscience at Oxford University believes not. He stresses that there's a huge individual variation in sleep patterns and sleep needs. So for some people, the tipping point might be 6 or 7 hours, or even more. There is no magic number. Churchill's 4 hours plus naps worked for him. Albert Einstein is said to have slept 10 hours a night, and he got an awful lot done during his waking hours, we must admit. In addition, some 89% of self-made millionaires all say that they sleep from 7 to 8 hours per night, according to a recent report. Some people believe in naps or polyphasic sleep. Now, Leonardo da Vinci reputedly slept for only 2 hours a day or night while he was painting the Mona Lisa. But he took naps every few hours of 20 minutes. In general, we all feel better and happier when we have slept enough. We do a better job when we've slept sufficiently. Insufficient sleep can lead to poor physical health because it increases our cortisol levels, and that suppresses the immune system. Insufficient sleep can also lead to poor mental health Now, I'm sure we all have a fairly good idea of what our individual needs are. We can all feel it if we don't sleep enough. And I'm thinking about long-haul flights as well, during the flight and afterwards, when jet lag always affects me very badly. And I don't feel well at all. The same applies if I'm woken up at night or woken up early in the morning, or I have neighbours who decide to have a karaoke party until 2 a.m. But generally speaking, fortunately, one can usually catch up on lost sleep. I think the best thing is if you wake up in the morning without an alarm clock, because that means that you have certainly had a really good night's sleep. Thank you.